Hey friends, welcome to Chatting with Mexie. Here we are. I kind of have the chatters tonight too. But I really want to stay on task tonight. Here's the thing. Look, I'm already off task. This YouTube channel, it's probably the most me that I am online. I mean, Instagram stories I am too. Well, Snapchat maybe. But this is where it's me. And I feel like if people were clicking on this video to watch it, like, they're my pals. I mean, so it's just me. It's like we're sitting in there in my living room. Except tonight, I'm sitting in my bed. I'm not in my regular spot. I don't have my regular setup. My angle is definitely off, but I don't really care about an angle tonight because we're pals, right? So I'm like leaning over. It's on this little tripod. I've got it propped up on a pillow, holding it with my hand. It'll be okay. I hope everybody's having a good week. I do. We've had some pretty weather. We have. Yeah, so I hope you're enjoying it. I've been going for some little walks around Baker's Island while I'm at work, and I do that. They have a nice little walking trail, so I've been doing that some. Not sprinting. I'm not like power walking. It's a nice little stroll. I'm doing it for up here, okay? I call them my worship walks because I listen to something that points me to God, where I spend the time praying, right? And this past week, I spent some time praying. And, well, I know people think I'm talking to myself. I try to pray just in here, but I end up just kind of praying out loud. So I passed a few people on the trail. However, it was okay. So I like doing that, except one day I walked in my flip-flops. I didn't change into my tennis shoes from my office, and had hurt my knee hurt a little bit afterwards, and my between my toes, my flipper floppers, that a little, I don't know what you call it, toe separator, I don't know, well, it rubbed the inside of my toes. Oh, you might see things pop up. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb tonight. I mean, we're friends. I have these blue blockers on, and they have like the lightest amount of magnification. Is that what it is? So, and it helps. I've been on the phone or the computer a lot lately, and I find myself getting some headaches. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I need a massage to work out. I've got some tight muscles. I've got a little stiff neck. Maybe I need a new pillow. I'm not sure, but just about every day there's like a lingering headache, and sometimes it gets a little worse. Sometimes it goes away. But tonight I'm fighting the battle with it, okay? I am going to be honest with you. It's not going to win, though. Nope, never does. So, all right, let's have some funnies now that I've just rambled. And I mean, I kicked it off being off track, right? Okay, listen, I have to tell you some funnies. One, on Snapchat, I'm friends with Crystal Rose, and I think it was last week. I think it was the night of the woodchoppers fireworks. She posted this picture on her story, and I was just going through them too quick. I thought I saw, she was outside sitting by the fire, right? Like an open fire. And I thought she had like some sort of little bag contraption thing, like cooking something over the fire. I did think that. So I just shot her a little story. I said, "What you cooking?" Like, I found that interesting. I was like, well, she got a neat little setup there. Then she sent back, she said, "Well, that's Bailey, her daughter, is in a hammock on like the other side of the fire." It was just, I guess, the angle, the way I looked at it, I thought it was a hoot. And so when I looked at it again, I thought, well, yeah, that is your daughter. That's not, you're not cooking anything. So I thought that was a hoot. And now let me tell you this story today, okay? I'm not naming names. I'm not. I mean, if I see you in real life, I will. But I told Emily today. It was so funny. I was at a certain place with a certain person, okay? And the person taking care of her is older. I think he's in his early 80s, late 70s. So funny. And we were sitting there just a minute, and we'd just been kind of chatting it up until someone else came in that was actually doing the care today that was needed, or providing the service or whatever. And it's so hard not to just tell the exacts of it. And he said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm 46. And he said, "You don't look 46. I said, well, thank you. Thank you." And I didn't think anything of it. Now, I mean, that's a compliment. Like, you, I mean, I'm hoping he didn't mean like, "Are you 50?" or, which there's nothing wrong with that or whatever. But I mean, anyways, I said, "Well, thank you." We just went on. He said, "Now, I have some things that I look for, some young factors." I think it said he called it factors. I don't know. Or like older factors. And he said, "From here up, you look younger than that. From here up," I mean, the hand went, I mean, it was quite obvious. "Here up, you look, you look younger than that." I said, "Well, thanks." And like, it took me a minute to get it because I'm not a big makeup person. You know, we've talked about that. I tried that CC cream once. I'll probably wear it again, but I do like good skincare. That I do. And moisturizer and vitamin C and cleanser. And I have never liked for anyone's hands to touch my face. I don't know. I haven't. And I just kind of laughed. And then he said, "So, you know, you have young indicators," I think he called them, not factors, young indicators. I was like, "Well, thank you." And I made a joke. My hair was pulled back and you can see my gray. I said, these old indicators will be covered up Thursday." And he just kind of laughed. And he said, "Well, you look very young from here up." Now, in my mind, because I'm silly, I was laughing. I thought, "Well, that's good. So from here down, your girl must not look so young." I thought, listen, listen, this body, it's the same age as this." I just thought it was funny. I cracked up. I just cracked up. I was like, "Well, okay. All righty. Okay. All right." Big bodies can look young too. It's okay. It's all right. But it did crack me up. And you know what's funny is, it's been a while, but when I was younger, I used to hear a lot. Now, a lot, easy, Tiger, but I used to hear some from people. "You have the prettiest face. You just have the prettiest face." And instead of just being like, "Oh, thank you, thank you," you know how you are when you're younger. It's a whatever. You know, I would think, "Well, my face is pretty, but what about the rest of me?" And, you know, I thought that. And then finally one day I was like, "Just accept it. Your face is pretty. Okay." Or they think it is. And I don't know if it is or not. I'm not saying that. But anyways, so I had gotten over it. So a couple of people were like, "You have the prettiest skin." Now, thank you. Now, that makes my day. Because I do actually put some effort into the skin. So I was like, "Oh, thank you." So maybe that's what they mean. Not just my face, but my skin. And then this one guy, wouldn't you know it, it's a guy. Now, I was young. Listen, I was working at the custard stand, and I worked there in high school. So he told me one time. No, I wasn't pursuing him. He wasn't pursuing me. I was handing his order out the window. Listen, your girl wasn't looking for any excitement at the custard stand. I was looking for a paycheck, all right? And so he said, "You know what?" I said, "What?" And you never knew about this guy, what he was going to say. You just never knew. And he said, "Your face is really pretty." He worded it like that. "Your face is really pretty." I said, "Well, thank you." Now, listen, if you worked at the custard stand up, not where it's at now, but up at the U-turn, you knew that, I mean, by, you know, mid-shift and after, what your face was grease. That's what it was. So anyways, I said, "Well, thank you," and just kind of shrugged it off. And then he said this. He said, "It's a shame your body doesn't match." I said, "Oh, by gosh, it's a good," I'm not going to lie. I was not right with Christ at that time. So I used words that I do not use now. And So I'm going to say it, though, like I would have now, but just know it was more colorful. Not a good color either. But I said, well, by gosh, you better be glad I already made your food. Oh, boy. Oh, I'm just saying. You don't slam somebody that's making your food, you goof. But he did at least know it was after. So, I mean, he was something. Whatever. Anyways, funny stories. People are something, aren't they? Just love them and go on, laugh about it. So there's some funny stories. Okay, so I'm just gonna get this off my chest because I want to. I have a lot going on social media right now. Well, I mean, just stuff. And I feel like the only thing I post is like promoting me. And I don't like that. I'm getting on my own nerves, okay? So I'm going to cut that off for a few days. I'm going to take a break. I'm still going to, do some stuff, but I'm getting on my own nerves. And so I want to just kind of explain what's going on with me. Y'all know I have the podcast. It's called Come Talk With Me. And right now, in the month of June, there is a series. If you listen to the whole thing, get through the whole thing, it will change you for the better. Now, I'm not kidding you. Like, I don't say that lightly. And some of the episodes, I know, they're like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and a half. Man, if you can get through them, I'm serious. It's that important. Like, I'm being serious right now, locking in. It will change you. And my hope is you will send it to other people that you want to encourage or have been through some of the stuff that she shares. Her name's Tara Huckel. I mess up her last name in the first episode, maybe all of them. And I have been communicating with her a lot. And I'll tell you, I'm encouraged in the Lord. I mean, wow. Any of those occurrences that she has shared, and there's more to come. Y'all have not, I mean, it's bad. Like, I'm not comparing one worse than the other or anything, but y'all, we're just scratching the surface of things that occurred in her life and on today's episode. And any of those individually could have put someone under. You know what I mean? Could have just wiped them out. But man, just wait. It's good. So anyways, I have that series going on every Monday on the podcast, Tara Huckel. Then I have this, just my pals, just chatting with Maxie, right? Every Wednesday. And it's just me telling silly stories. I'm going to share a devotional to encourage you and just, I don't know, I am going to say next week, I'm going to take a break. There won't be a new episode. It'll be perfect to catch up on the podcast or here. Oh, and I meant to tell you the conversation I guess I have with Tara. We also did a Zoom, so I'm loading it on here on Mondays because some people don't use the podcast, and that's fine. That's okay. So I just want everybody to have a chance to hear it. It's that good. So the month of June, you'll have Tara Huckel's story on the podcast and loaded here. And then on Wednesdays, it's me and you. It's us hanging out, except next Wednesday, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And then my friend Emily and I, just on a whim, started this little fun restaurant reviews in West Virginia. We have a separate YouTube channel for it. We have a page on Facebook. If you could do us a favor, if you like any of these things I've been talking about, the podcast, this, or this little fun time with Emily, if you could like that page on Facebook, make sure you're a subscriber to the 2 YouTube channels. And if you like the episodes, there's a little thumbs up and thumbs down. If you can hit the thumbs up, if you feel like you don't like it and you want to hit the thumbs down, well, just practice a pause and think about it and then just hit the thumbs up. Okay. Anyways, this just on a whim. And we're going to do it as much as we can. You have to watch the budget, and then you can't eat that type of food every day all the time, but you can once in a while. And it's fun. We're just doing restaurant reviews in West Virginia. Now, our goal is to hit all the local ones in Webster County. I don't know if I can, and be honest. I don't know. We did our first local one tonight. we visited Granny's. It's on that YouTube channel. And the name of the YouTube channel and Facebook page is called Emily and Maxetta Reviewing the Grub. And I know the name, but all the other ones were taken, and it was late at night, and that's what we're doing right now, okay? And you can look on my Facebook page and find all the links and all that jazz. It's fun. We did one in a restaurant in Braxton County, Bad Axe Bistro. You have to be careful when you say that name because you don't want to be spouting any profanities. It's delicious. To me, it's kind of a 10 out of 10. It is delicious, but I'm going to give it like a 9 because 10 is like perfection. I don't know. It is. And we did Granny's tonight. It's very good, too. It's different styles of food and of dining and such, but it's good. But those reviews are over there. But I say all that to say that's kind of what I'm into right now. And for myself, I'm going to publish these, the podcast and the 2 YouTube channel videos, but I'm going to lay off promoting them some on social media just because I don't want to be annoying like that. And I mean, if I'm getting on my own nerves, I'm probably getting on other people's. Anyways, and remember, there won't be a new episode next week, and here's why. Your Momma Gadd going on a solo trip. Now, when I first heard about this, I got to rearrange and stretch my leg. When I first heard about this tour that's taking place, it's called the Here For You Tour. It's Annie F. Downs, and there's some clothes over there, and Carlos Whitaker. Annie F. Downs, both of them are authors, podcasters, and speakers, and I have followed them for years, and man, I've learned a lot from them. I just really like them. Like, they're doing what I would love to do, right? And you know, I don't know if I'll ever get to that level. You never know, but I'm going to enjoy the people that are and continue to learn from them. I just learn a lot from them. And Annie, she's like the queen of fun, you know, but she loves God. She does. Learned a lot from her. And Carlos, he's a hoot, and he has quite a few books, but his most recent one is called Human Hope, and it teaches us how to, I believe it's see human, hear human, and be human. It's like, he always says, I'm going to walk with people and not stand on issues. And that means, like, I love that message. I do. It's like we love them like Jesus, okay? We're not loving them or we're not unloving to them because of issues, right? It's about seeing people. I often, you know, we just had Preston on the podcast, Preston Lee, and it's about seeing him. Even when he was in addiction and in the worst of the worst place, he was a human, right? And yeah, anyways, I'm excited. And so I saved and I bought these tickets, ticket back in maybe November. I don't know. But I knew it was coming out. They had told us. So I started putting a little back. So, and I bought the VIP party pack. Yes, I did. And so I'll get to go to the meet and greet and have Annie autograph my books before the show. Then they do the show. And then afterwards, I go to Carlos Whitaker's. Same thing. Get to autograph my books. And it's like a little meet and greet. And I'm excited. I know people say this all the time. And I agree with them. I mean, I believe them, but like, I don't really, so let me see, how much do I want to tell about this? When the kids were younger, I didn't leave them a whole lot because I had some extreme mom guilt. As they started to get a little older, opportunities presented itself, and we, you know, financially we were in the position, and like, they're a little older, so it was different in finding like places for them to stay or whatever. And sometimes I got to go to some ladies' conferences. Like I've seen Joyce Meyer. I went to some E-Women, Women of Joy. I don't know. I can't think of some. Chris and I actually went with a group of people to like a Third Day concert. That's his favorite contemporary Christian band. So we got to get out and about. Now, these weren't frequent, but I mean like once every 2 years. You know what I mean? So anyways, so it's been a long time. I'm just learning to take care of me, right? And I'm learning that it's okay if mom does a little something for mom, like starting this podcast and the YouTube channel, and this thing with Emily. I'm loving. We're having some great laughs. Like I'm in a learning season that I love my kids, and they're all adult kids, and ooh, that grandbaby can't wait to just kiss her cheeks. But I'm just learning. Now I learned a long time ago, like, make sure mom stays filled up. Like, I learned the importance of taking the time to pray each day, and even if I could only read one verse a day, or catching my breath, or um, just making sure mom was okay too. Because you can't give your best to someone else. You can't. And I know a lot of moms, probably dads too. I've just never been a dad, but a lot of moms think um, they're giving their best to their kids when they don't take care of themselves. That's the opposite. You have to love yourself to be able to love your neighbor, right? The word says, love your neighbor as yourself. Well, you got to love yourself because that's how you're supposed to love your neighbor. So if you're loving them like you're loving yourself and you're not taking care of yourself, well, they might say, you can hold that love. So anyways, love yourself enough to take care of yourself. I'm getting a little deep and sappy. What's happening? Is my journal out? No. So anyways, I say all that to say, I'm taking a little solo trip. Just me, my podcasts, different ones I listen to, music, and I'm excited. So it's next week. It's Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm going to like film and do some stuff, and then I'll load it later. But I really just want to take that time to enjoy and be present. I really do, because they both have been big influences. Their books, their podcasts, their speaking. I just want to be present in that moment. So I'm not going to worry or try to get up a video. I don't know. Then I might get back to my hotel room Wednesday night, and that's when it is. Wednesday, I'll drive there Wednesday morning, and then go to everything, and I'll come back Thursday. I might be so excited that I do hop on and do something. I don't know, but I don't have one planned. But moms, if you're listening, it's okay to take care of you. Actually, it's you can only love others well, and that means your family and your kids, if you're taking care of you and loving you well. Okay. I was gonna say something. Oh, then I'll come back, and Friday I'll have to work, and then Saturday is the baby shower for Jenna and Renly. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell her name yet. I don't know. If I'm not supposed to, don't y'all repeat it. Jenna and the baby Gadd, little peanut is what I called it when they first found out, right? So I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited. But I want to tell you, let me look at my little notes here. Baby shower, Yes. I'm fighting through this. I'm doing this, fighting this headache. It does not win. It's got to go in Jesus' name. Let me show you something. See that? It's a pile of clothes, but you see those? Okay. Now, underneath that pile of clothes, you can see a little bit. I'm not sure. It's my CPAP thing. What's on the wall? There's a story behind those papers, and it's too long. We're already at 23 minutes. My goal was 20 minutes. I've messed it up. It's okay. You have the option to click off anytime you want to. I'll tell you about those. And I know it looks strange, and most people have pretty pictures and stuff. Those serve a purpose. And I promise, if y'all remind me, eventually I'll get back to those two things I have hanging on the wall. But about reading the Proverbs a day. I'm still doing that in the month of June. Well, it's funny, I haven't read today's yet because I had some unexpected things come up. Anyways, but I'm pretty from here up. I'm young. I'm young from here up. So now listen, y'all have to laugh at that stuff. Don't take offense. Don't let it determine anything. Just laugh about it and move on. It's fine and dandy, whatever. But I wanted to tell you, I've been reading the Proverbs a day, and man, I've really been like in Psalms 23. You remember a few episodes back, and I'm still in there. And I've still just kind of been going over, we talked about do good, do right, do truth. And we've talked about Remember when we talked about, like, look at Jesus, like, keep your eyes on Jesus, not to whoever's beside of you. And the soft answer turns away wrath. And there's some other scriptures that we've had. But Proverbs in 14, that on the 14th of May when I read it, there was a verse that just stood out to me, and I wrote it down. Well, every day since then, I've just been reading that verse. Like it's laying somewhere, and when I pass it, I read that verse. And actually, I wrote it on my calendar at work because it just, I don't know, really, like, it was really in there. I don't know. But I want to read it to you. So it's Proverbs. I don't know if I said I'm reading a Proverbs or Psalms, but I'm reading a Proverbs a day. Then I've been in Psalms 23, and then I'm doing some other studies that are personal. Eventually, I'll share them with you, but some work's going on, and I'll just wait. I don't want to share in the middle of construction yet. Okie dokie. So, Proverbs 14, verse 30, and I'm going to read it first out of the Amplified, okay? A calm and undisturbed mind and heart are the life and health of the body, but envy, jealousy, and wrath are like rottenness to the bone. Now, listen, I'm going to read it again out of that because it's so good. Proverbs 14:30. Look this up now. I highly recommend you to open up an actual Bible, but if you can't, look it up on the phone app. It's fine. A calm and undisturbed mind and heart are the life and health of the body. But envy, jealousy, and wrath is like strife or anger, are like rottenness to the bones. Y'all, that's good. Just think about it. You don't even really have to, I don't have to say too much, right? So, make sure your mind is, you're focused on, I'm about to lay down there, wasn't I? Make sure your mind is, you're looking at, you're renewing it on where life comes from and where health comes from. So let me read it to you in the New King James. Now, I don't have my Message Bible with me. I left it at a place and I was doing some study at, and you can look it up. It's okay. Everybody's got the Holy Bible app, the YouVersion. If you don't get it, if you don't have it, get it. That's what I was trying to say. It says, a sound heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones. Then this is my study Bible, remember? And down here it says, Proverbs 14:30, the little study notes. It says, sound heart. A tranquil mind brings good physical health, but envy of others ruins it. Attitude and health are perceived as related, even in this early time, meaning even early, like this Proverb's been a long time ago, okay? I can tell you when it was written. I know it sounds nutso, but I'm trying to do this one-handed. It's because it's, the date was about 950 BC, it says. Even back then, this is how important it is. It says, a sound heart, a tranquil mind brings good physical health. And we can think about it. When we're like stressed out, overwhelmed, what happens? I've been there. We get, stomach aches, anxious, headaches. We don't eat, or we eat too much, or we throw up, or we get diarrhea. I know it's gross, but it's true. If your mind is off, it impacts your entire physical body. It does. And it says, envy of others. A tranquil mind brings good physical health. Envy of others, being envious, being jealous of others, it ruins it. It just ruins it. It says your attitude and health are perceived relate. Your attitude and your physical health, they go hand in hand. Look at there. They're best friends. Let's just lock them up. Your attitude. That's why you hear people say, all the time, you can ask physicians, oncologists. I've listened to some of, I'm not going to go into why I'm listening to what, but I've heard some oncologists say that is half the battle with their cancer patients, is keeping a good attitude and keeping their mind healthy. See, it matters. It really matters. Anyways, I just thought that was really good. I hope it encourages you today. A calm and undisturbed mind and heart are the life and health of the body, but envy, jealousy, and wrath are like rottenness to the bones. And we all know people, and we've been people that have been envious, that have had times of jealousy, that have had times of wrath. We know what it does to our bodies. We know we get all huffy puffy. We start to worry. We're distracted. We're thinking about it. You know nothing good comes out of it. And listen, also, like you see it all the time. I'm going to use this example. There are other examples. I'm just using this one. But you can see it in couples, when there's a split or there's a disagreement and there's some jealousy or envy going on of the other one. Maybe they've split and you can see how that person that is envious and jealous and having some wrath, you can see the change in them. They just even look heavy sometimes when they're living and walking around. And anyways, just give that some thought. Give it some prayer. Yeah. Now, there are 3 apps that I wanted to share with... Not apps. There are 3 podcasts that I wanted to share with you. If you're interested in those, let me know. Either comment or I'll just share those another time. But if you want them before that, they're super short. Like, they're just real encouraging. Each of them shares some scripture with you, and then they pray over you, and you go about your merry way. And then one of them is reading the Gospels. That one's about 15 minutes long. She literally reads the Gospels to you. She's going through them each month, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, reading them each month over and over in different versions. And it's about 15 minutes. She reads whatever the designated verses are that day and then prays over you. And then the other one, just a little word of encouragement. It's about 2 minutes long. So if you're interested, let me know. Sorry, this one's been a little dull, but fighting through, and I'm of good health. And this headache goes in the name of Jesus. It has no place in my young, my young self, he said, from here up. So, y'all, that's hilarious, isn't it? I think it's very funny. Let's have a good week. Let's pray. Let's do good, do right, and do truth. It matters, okay? Let's go. Love yourself and be kind to yourself so that you can give your very best to others. Next week, this time at night, I'll just be getting in from my big adventure. And I'll let y'all know how it goes. Thank you, guys. Just thanks for being here. I appreciate it so much.